My goodness, such an excellent specimen we have here. How fortuitous for the both of us. I get to work with an outstanding specimen, and in exchange they will get the ultimate look for their afterlife. I'm going to begin, as I always do, with gloves. This is to keep myself safe, as I don't want any fluids to get onto me. Okay, the first thing that I will need to do is put some fluids into this specimen. Just need to find the perfect area to place in the pump. Okay, just right here. Perfect. I'm just going to begin pumping. Good. Just a little bit more. Circulating throughout the entire body here. Okay, now we can just pull that out and set this aside. Next, I'm just going to maybe stuff a little bit. Looks like we just need a little bit of filling in the cheek area. Going to take this stuffing material here, just need a little bit, and I'm going to just poking that in. Okay, and perhaps a little bit more on the other side to even things out. Now just going to just pushing that in. Good. Okay, now I simply need to seal everything in with a little bit of needle and thread here. All I'm going to do is just pull it good a few more times. Okay. Looks pretty good. Let me just make sure all of that is tight. Okay, that looks pretty excellent. So now we can move on to the beautification process. We want to leave this patient looking almost as they did in life, just very natural. So I'm going to start just by brushing some of their hair back. Okay, and then I can use this luxury headband to hold back some of their hair. Good, just adjusting that. Okay. Headband looks good. So the first step, I'm going to use this glow booster. After life, we lose some of the glow that naturally comes from living. This should help replace some of that. So I'm just going to squirt just a few small pumps into my hand, and then I'm going to just rub that in. Okay, that's looking glowier already. I'm excited to see the final result of my creation here. But before we get there, we need to add a few more primers, including this rosy primer. This will bring back some of the flush that naturally exists in your skin. So I'm just going to get a little bit here. And then I'm just going to drop some of it. Okay, good. That's looking very nice, very glowy, very alive, just like we were hoping. And the last primer is this Everlasting Life primer here. This is going to be a very simple application. I'm just going to dot it right on your face here. Good. And putting the lid back on. Wow, if I wasn't so sure, I'd think you'd come right back to life. The next step that we need to do is just to apply a little bit of makeup. This makeup will be totally natural. It's just going to bring back a few of the features that you had before you passed, okay? So let's see, it looks like this person had maybe some rosy cheeks, maybe some light shadow up here, perhaps some darker eyebrows. Okay, I think I know how we need to approach this project. So I believe my first step is just going to be to add a little bit of this red color right onto their cheeks here. Just blending that out, wanting it to look as natural as possible. Going to spread it a little bit around their face. Just a really natural blush. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yes, I like how that's coming along. The next step is going to be just to add back that natural shadow above the eye. I have this very natural palette that I can go ahead and use. I think the best approach will be just start here with the lightest color. And then I'm going to apply that in the inner corner first. Okay, and now a slightly darker color here, just this natural brown color that's going to go on the outside. Good. Blending those two together. Okay, I think that's pretty much all we need for that. Don't want to overdo it. They should look almost as if they're wearing nothing at all. So, in line with that, I'm going to use this clear lip gloss. As being a little bit dehydrated is a normal part. So I'm just going to add this, just applying it here. Okay, now that that's applied, there's only a few things left that we need to do. Looks like maybe a little bit of attention to the cuticles. They've dried out a bit as well. And perhaps maybe the eyeballs there too could use some re-moisturization. And we can't forget those eyebrows. Perhaps I will do that first. Don't want to leave their eyebrows unmanaged. So all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of this darkening agent here. Good, and on the other side. Okay, I like how that came out. So now I'll move on very quickly just to the nail rehydration. This is rejuvenating nail oil. So all I'm going to do is generously apply it to each cuticle. That should be sufficient since that is all of the oil they will ever need. And the last step, of course, is going to be eyeball moisturization. This process is very important. Keeps the eyeballs shining instead of pruning. I'm just going to use my forceps to open up the eyelid. Good, and now applying the serum. Just a generous amount to each eye. Good. This is my special eyeball moisturizing formula, guaranteed to last you an eternity. Now I'm just going to remove this headband that I had on. Good, just pulling that off. Excellent. I think you're really looking ready for the afterlife. You need to put on this ultra finishing spray, guaranteed to never budge, which is very important for where you'll be going. Just going to, well, I don't need to cover your eyes, it won't sting you. Just spray a little there, a little bit there, a little there as well. Okay, I think you're all ready to go now. I hope to see you in the afterlife. Perhaps you can thank me for the makeover there. Until next time, my friend.